So last night I'm flipping through my TV channels, doing my best to avoid the World Cup, as you know, and I happened to see scrolling on the bottom of one of the channels that Clayton Kershaw was 3 outs away from a no-hitter. So I flip over to the Major League Baseball network, and you couldn't have asked for anything better because they went and carried the live Dodgers telecast. So you had Vin Scully calling the game in the final 3 outs. I mean, it kind of was the perfect scene, the perfect setting, because for a historic moment, I mean, Vin Scully at his age calling another no-hitter is second in the past month. Well, I mean, it's kind of apropos if you ask me. Now, Vin Scully was never my cup of tea growing up, but as I've aged and he's aged, I have a much greater appreciation for him. And it got me thinking, I grew up in suburban Philadelphia, so I got to listen to Harry Kalas, who I thought was just the best baseball announcer out there. But, in the days before cell phones, in the days before cable TV, in the days before the internet, yes, those days actually did exist. I used to sit there as a little kid in bed listening to a little portable radio to baseball telecasts up and down the AM dial. And then I thought about it. There's Harry Caray, gone. Ernie Harwell for the Tigers, gone. Used to listen to Marty Brennaman with the Reds. Used to listen to Herb Score, I think, on the Indians telecasts. I'm thinking of some of the greats out there. I mean, Jack Buck, for all the years that he did the games. There's just not many of those guys, and you know who I speak of, that are out there any longer. I mean, yeah, you've got John Miller and you've got Bob Uecker. I remember listening to Dick Enberg occasionally too. I mean, Saturday afternoons, again, pre-internet TV, if you wanted to see other teams outside of your division, if you wanted to see teams in the American League, well, you had to watch the baseball game of the week, and watching Kurt Gowdy, who again never was my cup of tea, and Tony Kubek and Joe Garagiola, So I just got thinking about that last night. There's not many of those legends, those stalwarts, still out there doing games any longer, as you've got the new wave of broadcasters that have now been hired by their teams to take over. And let's face it, it's a much more one-sided commentary in this day and age. And then how about This Week in Baseball? My God, I can remember watching that every Saturday morning because, again, if you wanted to watch, any of these guys that you collected on baseball cards, you had to watch This Week in Baseball. Who was that? Mel Allen was the voice of This Week in Baseball for all those years. So anyway, we move on. I've got a couple of free selections for you. Listen, the big promo today is something I haven't done all year long. But you buy one Handicapper 7-day package today, and you get the plays of another handicapper for 7 days of equal or lesser value absolutely free. They run concurrently. So let's say you wanted to buy Handicapper A. You get his plays for 7 days today. Handicapper B, equal or lesser value. You get his plays for the same 7-day stretch absolutely free. All you've got to do is make your first purchase, then contact customer service, let them know, hey, I bought so-and-so, add so-and-so to my account, and they will do that. First time I've done this all season, but I always told you, in baseball, the discounts are always more plentiful because you're the diehards just like me. So buy 1 week of Handicappers action and get a second week of another Handicappers action running concurrently of equal or lesser value absolutely free. FYI, Steve Budin's New York crew cashed in each of the past 2 nights with the Dodgers as run-line dogs. That and an NBA 5-0 sweep in the finals, 7 straight winners today. Their first 100-dime release of the season, one and only 100-dime mismatch of the year. I can tell you it goes on tonight's card. It's the half-price play of the day, and that coupon code is HALF. Also, Jeff Benton, his first 100-dime max wager release of the baseball season. His division rivalry game of the year, also a nighttime game. Blue Jays and Yankees, that is available. Save $85 by using coupon code Benton85, Benton85. Okay, let's get to your free selections here tonight, guys. I'm going to go to the Washington Nationals. I'm going to ride them, even though this line is pushed up to $1.50. I don't want to play them on the run line, but I don't have a problem laying the juice with them. Even though the Braves have absolutely dominated this series, winning 22 of the last 27 meetings, 5 of the 6 this season, and 10 of the last 13 at Nationals Park. But after the way the Braves got swept in 3 listless performances at home by the Phillies, who had just lost 2 out of 3 to the Cubs at home prior to arriving at Turner Field in Atlanta on Monday, how can I go with Atlanta in this spot? Plus, I like the pitching matchup. Jordan Zimmermann, 2 straight complete game efforts. He's allowed 1 run in his last 25 innings of work. He's got a 2.98 earned run average in 8 career starts against the Braves. Gavin Floyd, well, the team's only scored 7 runs in his 4 road starts this season, and that's the Braves' problem right now. They just don't have much offense. Listen, neither do the Nationals, but I like the way the Nationals are playing right now. They opened their current homestand with a 2-game sweep of the Astros, winning the past 2 days by 6-5 scores. They're a streaky team. I mean, that snapped a 4-game losing streak. Before that, they had won 10 out of 12, so you never know what you're getting, but I think the Nationals are the play tonight. The other play I like tonight is Tampa Bay on the run line as a $1.40 home dog. Listen, it is just a hunch, I'll be honest with you, but I know Chris Archer got rocked last week when he pitched in Houston. But that hasn't been the case for Archer most of the season. He has a 2.57 earned run average in 6 home starts. He's had a 1.2 earned run average in 2 starts against the Astros last year, so he's had previous success against them. Colin McHugh going for the Houston Astros tonight. His last 2 starts, he's walked 8 and allowed 7 runs in 9 1/3 innings. He also got hit pretty hard by the Rays last week in Houston, giving up 4 runs and 5 hits and walking 3 and 5 innings of work. And, he's really struggled with his control this season. He's only pitched 59 1/3 innings, and he's walked 22 batters. So even though the Rays, as I've said, have lost 17 out of 22, I'm going to go with them here in this spot because they have dominated the Astros, winning 12 of the last 15 in the series. And even though they've scored the fewest runs in the majors, even less than the San Diego Padres, I just have a hunch that Tampa on the run line is a good play tonight. So that'll do it, guys. Best of luck, and I'll catch you again on Friday.